What's up, YouTube? I decided to make a tutorial today on how to do wiper delete and a rear hatch delete. I'll be using my Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is a Trackhawk trim, and I'm going to go step by step on how to get this rear hatch removed, and I will be installing this carbon fiber piece. We'll install it right here, and I'll be using the ZSpec cover. ZSpec, I'll put the link below, and I will remove this wiper and install the ZSpec universal cover. And yeah, hopefully this helps out everyone. Let's get after it. So the first things first, in order to remove this wiper, we have to remove the cover. You stick your fingers right behind these 2 ears and it snaps right out. I will use a 10mm key. This thing is sacred, so don't lose it. You would essentially remove this nut from here and remove the wiper, and then we take it from there where we open the trunk, remove the cover, and I'll take it. I'll go through there. All right, let's start with removing the bolt. Easy money. It should come right out. There you go. All right, next thing up, I'll be removing this rubber. This rubber is essentially just for waterproofing. It should snap out easily. There you have it. All right, the next step is to remove this cover. There's no tools that you need for this. It should easily snap out if you pull it from behind. Typically, I don't like to take the second part, only the front part. I gotta say, I've done this before on my previous Grand Cherokee, so I'm not a professional, but I guess I can speak from experience. So first things first, we're gonna take this cover out. Then with the same 10 key, there should be 3 bolts right here for the wiper motor. We'll remove that and install the ZSpec cover. All right. I do have these trim removal tools. You can use them, but they should pop out pretty easy. It is pretty cold out here, so my hands are cold and are frozen right now. So there we go. There you go. Let's just snap right out. Now, as you see here, there's 2 lights. So be careful when you take this out, because next thing you know, it will only be supported by these lights. So once you take it out, hold it in one hand, remove the lights, unplug the wires, and it should just fall right out. So all right, I'll continue snapping these. One by one, gentle. Oof, cold. Okay. go. And just be one more. There you go. There you go. As you can see, it is hanging only on these wires, so I'll go ahead and remove them. Now, trick on this, in case you do struggle, these little lights, they have this clip. Essentially, I just pull this a little bit and the cable should come out right easy. Don't force it, as you have to force it, you're doing it wrong. But there you go, now the cover's out. Okay, the next step will be to remove this motor. So let me show you the motor. There's 3 bolts and the harness. We're gonna be removing that, and that's it for the wiper delete. Well, then we're gonna install the cap. Easy money. I guess first things first, we can just remove the harness. Yep. There you go. 3 bolts, and the wiper motor is out, so I'll be storing this safely just in case I install it back. Don't lose any of these bolts. And alright, next step. Now, the ZSpec universal cover is universal, so it is intended to be used on multiple cars. However, I did find it that it was fitting better if I were to grind this bottom, one of the one of the sides, barely any, I would say less than a 1/4 inch. So that way, when this goes on top, it's centered and it fits perfectly. All right, so for this, I will be using a hex key. This is number 4. All right, so I'll be closing this a little bit. I will be placing this top with the rubber on the glass. All right, next thing up, I will. Actually, what I like to do in this case, I will add some tape on the other side so it doesn't slip. Make life easier. Alright, so this I will just tape it so it stays. I'll try to center it. Alright, that's that. Alright, now since I tightened it a little bit, I'm just double checking, making sure everything's good. It's looking good. It's flush. There's no way of water to get in. Plus it has a rubber, it should be fine. Next step up, to those that came here to see the wiper delete, pretty much I tightened the bolt, it's ready to go. The next step, I'll be installing the rear hatch delete. It's carbon fiber. This is a piece from Black Ops Auto Works. This one's pretty straightforward as well. It does have, let's see, 8 nuts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you can't take this out unless you take the tail lights. So I'll start first with taking the tail lights. On each side of the tail light, the hatch has 2 plastic clips for the end at the end. So don't force anything. Everything should come off pretty easy if you do it right. Let's get after it. Now, I gotta say, lifesaver. One of these magnet trays I'll be using to put the nuts down so I don't lose them. 8 nuts. The camera, the reverse camera, if you have it. Again, this applies to all Grand Cherokees, WK2. In this case, this is a Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, but they're all the same. Now, if you don't have a reverse camera, which it's unlikely, then you can skip that step. But the first thing I'll do is unplug the harness for the reverse camera, and I'll start with the lights. There's 2 nuts here and 2 right here. Alright, that's 4. I'm not gonna take out the tail lights. I'll just leave them loose so I can play with the rear hatch. So I'll remove the other side.
This is before I total.
Again, I'm using an impact drill. You don't have to use an impact drill, but it makes things easier. We can use a socket for a wrench for it, but yeah, this is much easier. So the next thing, just remove the bolts from the hatch. Remember 8. There should be 8. And once again, remember, don't force anything. Everything should come out pretty easy.
Take your time. You don't want to lose any of these bolts and spend. You can spend about 15-20 minutes replacing the hatch. Next thing you know, you can spend about 7 hours looking for that bolt. We don't want to do that. Well, actually, it's not a bolt, but. Okay, about 3, 4. Alright, we got 5. We got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, I hit it.
Two, 4, 6, 8. Alright, so the next step, I will go ahead and close the trunk. Actually, the next step is removing the plastic clips from the side. Alright, next thing is to remove the plastic clip or from here. I am using a flat screwdriver. It's pretty thin. Now you can take this whole part out, but it should be enough room to just snap it out right here. Okay, I don't know if I'll take it out completely. I'll just leave it there. But we'll try to wiggle these tail lights.
I'll go ahead to the other side.
There you have it. I removed this one so you can see it, what it looks like. Alright. Make sure this one comes out too. I'll just remove it. Look at that. Check that out, huh? Oh, took it out without breaking it. Miracle. Alright, next thing, I'll close the trunk and we'll see if we can remove the hatch. Alright, so these might be stiff because they're kind of stuck on the paint, but let's just snap right out. We can see this should easily come out. And again, we don't have to take them completely out. We don't have to disconnect the harness. I'll just leave them loose, just so we can play with the hatch and remove it. I like to leave it here. I'm just gonna put it back. Okay. I'll remove that side. Matter of fact, I use my friend right here just to loosen up the light. Alright, next thing, I'll close the trunk and I'll see if we can snap out the hatch and replace it with the other one. Right now, I'm going to close this, not completely. I guess we could close it completely, but I don't have to. So I just put some tapers so the lights won't fall while I try to snap this out. It should be pretty loose right now. Yep. Wiggle it on each side. Again, everything should come out pretty easy. Check the other side too, make sure there's no. Yeah, there's a plastic. There's one plastic. What is it called? I'll show you right here. This part, it's what's holding right now. This metal part. So this plastic, I just squeeze it and it'll snap right out. I use my pliers for that. Whoops. I think jumped out. And this should come out right easy. Now it is holding on with this rubber. And there you have it. Leave this on the side. Now, I'm gonna clean this real quick for everyone that has major OCD. I'll go ahead and clean this. It's pretty dirty. This thing usually gets very dirty. I'll clean it and we go to the next step. Now, you could try. you should probably test it out. You know, just briefly install it and see. Depends on the color of the Jeep. On this, because the carbon fibers essentially black and the paint is white. One thing that's bothering me is that you can see the very top portion of the paint, so I couldn't figure what to do, and I decided to buy carbon fiber wrap strip. So I'm basically just gonna install it here now. I've never done this before, so I'm no expert on how to wrap. I do have a heat gun, and so I'll do my best just to cover this top portion. Hopefully it works out. I do have to clean underneath, so I'm not going to record that, but I will get back once this is done. The next step, we have to take out the camera. In this case, my hatch does not have a camera, so I will go ahead and remove this camera. It has 2 screws right here. Remove the harness and then transfer it on the other hatch. And in case you want to see the process, should be pretty straightforward. Removing the hatch, I will be using a screwdriver just to unplug the camera. It has a clip here. Lift it gently, just take your time, and remove the harness. And then we'll remove the camera. By the way, if anyone knows where to buy one of these cameras that are better quality than this, please let me know. I gotta say, I might be wrong, but in my previous Grand Cherokee, this camera was, it seemed better quality. Now, I'm not sure. I might be lying. I might be wrong. But anyways, we've removed the camera. We'll put it on the carbon fiber part, and then we're gonna install the rear hatch. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and connect the harness, or I guess I'll go ahead and set this camera in here, put the screws back in. Sorry if the focus is going off, but this is pretty straightforward. I think anyone can do it. Connect the harness. Now that we install the camera, we're gonna insert the rubber part on top. This rubber from the other side of the trunk, and we're gonna connect the camera and test it out, make sure it is connected properly. All right, I'll go ahead and insert the rubber part first. Should just click right in, and we'll do some testing, make sure everything's in line properly. Now remember that we had to loosen up the tail lights, so before we insert the rear hatch, I'm just gonna pull out the headlight briefly, test it. That should be good. Next thing, I'm just gonna start the car and make sure the rear camera works. Then first, before we test it, obviously we have to connect the camera. Alright, plug the camera back in. Test it out. Alright, I went ahead and started the car, make sure the lights are turning on. The rear view camera is working. We're going to go ahead and install the rest And take the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put the nuts back on for the tail lights. Tighten all the other 8 nuts, and we're gonna install the cover back on, and that's it. You want to check both sides, make sure we need any alignment or anything, but everything should be fitting pretty well. Again, take your time. You don't want to rush these things. I know it's exciting. Sometimes you're rushing and have to redo the work. Check the other side as well. Now the harness from the wiper is you can just tuck it in here somewhere. We're gonna tighten all these and then we'll get to the cover. All right, so to recap, put the nuts on the tail lights, both of them. 8 nuts on for the hatch. Double checked, everything is fine. Everything's aligned properly. We now can go ahead and install the plastic cover. And that'll be it. So let's get after it. Remember, first things first, and we have to install plug in the harness for both of the lights. Now I gotta say, this might be an easier job if you have some help. I've done this before, so I know how to do it. And also, if you want to change these lights, this would be perfect time to do it. I don't have those light bulbs, but I'm planning on doing it one day. All right, so try to align it, find a sweet spot, plug them in. This should snap right back in pretty easy. I think that's it. And there you have it, guys. Rear hatch, delete. Now wipe it down and should be good to go. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I've done anything wrong. If help out the next guy that's trying to do this themselves. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.